Welcome to the headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's top stories, U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers in Dallas arrived in Oklahoma for relief distribution to help 100 families. In Taiwan, we meet a group of Taipower technicians who put their lives on the line and work all year round to ensure we have access to electricity at home. And in Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers and dialysis patients in Penang and Butterworth held an event to express their gratitude to the nursing staff there. First up in the United States, as part of their tornado relief, Tzu Chi volunteers from Dallas reached in Moore in Oklahoma after driving for 3 hours. As one of the hardest hit areas, 13,000 houses were destroyed and 33,000 people were affected in the city. At the first round of distributions, volunteers distributed cash cards and blankets and helped a total of 100 families.
Upon receiving a blanket from Tzu Chi volunteers, Christina finally finds a sense of relief. More residents were left in panic after tornadoes struck the city. Thanks to Tzu Chi's relief supplies and emotional support, victims are gradually getting back on their feet.
Thank you very much.
Located in the suburban area of Oklahoma, Moore is 320 kilometers north of Tzu Chi Dallas chapter. 13 Tzu Chi volunteers drove 3 hours to Moore to hand out cash cards and blankets here, helping some 300 residents in total.
Thank you.
They say everything will work out, and I'm usually on the other side giving, and now I have to take. It's hard.
Tzu Chins who are fluent in English are also on site to provide one-on-one assistance and are moved by this new experience.
Coming here and seeing the less fortunate, I realize how blessed I am. I will cherish my blessings and create more.
In light of the large-scale devastation caused by the tornadoes, Tzu Chi volunteers plan to carry out a second round of aid distribution in hopes of helping more victims return to normalcy.
In Taiwan, medical staff from Hualien, Guanshan, and Yuli Tzu Chi hospitals joined Tzu Chi volunteers in carrying out a free clinic at Changbin Township, Taidong County. To make sure no one was left behind, team of doctors also made house calls to tend to immobile senior residents who lived nearby.
Before the start of the free clinic, many senior residents are already waiting outside the venue. From Hualien, Guanshan, and Yuli Tzu Chi hospitals, 62 medical staff and volunteers came together to organize a free clinic at the Changbin Township Public Health Center. During the free clinic, doctors make a careful diagnosis for their patients and gently tend to their sickness. The free clinic provides both Chinese and Western medical services in hopes of giving patients comprehensive medical care.
After they attend the free clinic, many residents go back home and tell their neighbors of the services provided by Tzu Chi. Team of doctors are here to help. We are happy to provide medical care here in Changbin Township.
To tend to the seniors who cannot attend the free clinic, Tzu Chi doctors make a special visit to Zhangyuan village. There they carefully diagnose seniors' health problems and thoughtfully instruct them on how to take their medicine. The free clinic, which lasted for some 6 hours, served 144 patients in total. Treating patients like family, Tima doctors will continue their efforts in safeguarding the health of the residents on the East Coast.
Yang Xiaodong is a Tzu Chi care recipient in China, Xiamen. Due to contracting polio, Xiaodong curled himself up, hid in his room, and shut the world out. Eventually, he could no longer extend or flex his lower body. To help, volunteers arranged for Xiaodong to undergo joint reconstruction and replacement surgery at the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital in Taiwan. We now update you on Xiaodong's condition.
Right, just put your palms together and chant the name of Guanyin Bodhisattva. See, they are here for you.
Comforted by a Tzu Chi volunteer's words, Yang Xiaodong from China's Xiamen undergoes surgery at Taiwan's Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital.
In today's surgery, we hope that through joint reconstruction and replacement, he will first regain mobility, and second, his joints will be able to flex and extend normally.
Anesthesia was performed without a hiccup. Before making the first incision, the surgical team first had to unfold and fasten Xiaodong's mangled body. They also adjusted the operation according to Xiaodong's condition.
If we cause punctures on either side, excess bleeding might become a problem. Then blood transfusion will also be a problem. In the end, we decided to operate on one side first, one step at a time.
3 hours later, Xiaodong is wheeled out to the recovery room. It is obvious that his lower right limb can stand much better now. Dr. Chen quickly delivers the good news to Xiaodong's anxious mother. Depending on how long it takes for Xiaodong to recover, his next surgery on his lower left limb will be performed in 2 to 4 weeks. By then, his lower body will be able to stretch out normally.
People nowadays cannot live without computers. However, long hours of computer use can lead to discomfort in the wrist, a condition known as the carpal tunnel syndrome. So remember to take frequent breaks from typing at the keyboard, exercise your wrist, and sit upright. We now tell you more about the condition and how to treat it.
Working as an administration staff, Lin Yun Cui will often type on her keyboard continuously for 2 to 3 hours at a time. Several years later, she noticed a discomfort in her wrists.
My wrists would just be positioned like this. I don't move them and I don't take a break either. When I wake up in the morning, the numbness from my wrists would make me want to bang them against the wall to make sure they are there and reduce the numbing.
The constant numbness and pain is most obvious and irritating when Miss Lin rides a scooter and has to accelerate by twisting the handle. Finally, she decided to seek a doctor's professional help.
Now put the back of your hands together like so for a minute. Let me know if you feel numb.
In just 15 seconds, Miss Lin already feels numbness in her right index finger. The doctor diagnosed that both of Miss Lin's median nerve are severely compressed, which is a classic symptom of carpal tunnel syndrome.
Those who suffer carpal tunnel syndrome suffer from a compression of the median nerve in the wrist. So we have detected that nerve signals travel slower through here.
Currently, the condition can be treated with electrotherapy and hot wax baths. Patients should also wear wrist braces when going to sleep at night to protect the nerves. Also, patients must adjust their posture when typing and learn to take breaks to properly protect their wrists. Taking these steps, symptoms should alleviate after 2 to 3 months of therapy.
In our continuing report on electricity, we take you to meet the unsung heroes who make sure you have electricity when and where you need it. These are the maintenance staff of the electric towers and poles found in almost every corner of Taiwan, in a job that requires one to climb 3 stories in the air, sometimes under the worst of conditions. It is not a job for the faint-hearted, as our Diary TV reporter quickly finds out.
With a mix of trepidation and excitement after strapping and buckling on his equipment, Diary reporter Lin Guoxin is ready to go.
Climbing down, my legs were shaking. Actually, climbing down was harder than climbing up. My arms were also shaking.
Our reporter, who only made it 1/3 of the way up the 22-meter high tower, sits back to watch how the pros do it.
There's no skill necessary, it just relies on body strength.
Being able to climb to the top of the tower in less than 30 seconds and overcoming the fear of heights are the most important requirements for trainees who go through a year of physical and technical training before beginning work in one of Taiwan's highest and most remote workplaces, the electric tower.
There is a big distance to cover as the towers stretch from the power plant to the substation. We have to maintain that entire stretch.
It is not a job for the faint-hearted, as regardless of rain or shine or even snow, the task of ensuring electricity continues to flow and that the towers are themselves rust-free must go on. It is a job that covers the most height and distance in Taiwan.
Getting to the mountains, it usually takes an hour by car. Once there, we need to then climb up into the tower. When building a new tower, we often have to leave home for anywhere from 3 to 5 months.
It is also a job that calls for a sharp eye and steady hands, as every piece must be in its proper place. Staff know that with 69,000 volts running through the tower, one misstep and death is assured. Also showing that they have the right stuff are the maintenance staff of the nation's thousands of electric poles. Carrying a bag of heavy equipment up 3 stories under the blazing sun is just another day at the office for these workers. They have to be always prepared for the unexpected.
When there is heavy rain or a typhoon, everyone stays at home, but it's exactly those times we need to report for work and get to the areas that need repair. Our job is to get the power back on for residents as soon as possible. That is our responsibility.
Electric towers and electric poles are the backbone of the nation's electric grid, and damage to even one can result in loss of power to a whole community. Working day and night are the unsung heroes that put their lives on the line daily to ensure that electricity is never farther than a switch away.
Staying in Taiwan, Tzu Chi's Northern District recycling volunteers recently held an intensive training seminar at the Tzu Chi Guandu grounds and Luzhou's Jingsi Hall. In total, over 2,000 recycling volunteers participated. Here's more.
On this day, Tzu Chi recycling volunteers gather to study the Lotus Sutra. The elderly bodhisattva stand the entire time, as does a senior who suffers from Parkinson's. Huang Hui Gong, who is undergoing chemotherapy, also participates wholeheartedly.
Patients need to go outside too, and I use that time to pick up plastic bottles. Even though I can't do much else, this little act can at least help the planet.
At Luzhou's Jingsi Hall, over 1,000 recycling volunteers have gathered. Some have found deep meaning in their lives through recycling.
I would often get my customers to drink more. The more they drank, the more money I made. Then suddenly, when I was collecting bottles, it dawned on me that I have been creating bad karma.
Some are influenced by their parents' recycling efforts and are now following in their footsteps.
My father suffers from hearing loss and dementia, but there are 2 things he will never forget. One is to go home to the house he has lived in for 8 decades, and the other is to recycle at the recycling station.
Meanwhile, at the monthly recycling training seminar at the Guandu Tzu Chi grounds, Zhonghe recycling volunteers share their experience on inspiring changes in an otherwise difficult situation.
We asked the vendor if he could gather them in a bag for us or provide a bag for customers to throw them into, and he said no way. Then one day we went and saw that he had put the recyclables in a bag for us. We graciously thanked him as our master's message has finally gotten through to him.
The clear voice of Lin Laixiang from Pingdong is an affirmation that recycling can be passed on to the next generation. At the seminar, Xiaolin Ying also brought her granddaughter to participate.
My 10 grandchildren all do it.
When I go out with my classmates, I will tell them that it's good to practice recycling as we can reduce wasting resources.
The job of protecting the planet is one for all ages. In reducing waste, happiness is doubled.
Some may feel that there is not much variety in vegetarian dishes. However, with Tzu Chi collegiate youth volunteers' creativity, meatless dishes now have endless possibilities. In Kaohsiung, Taiwan, a group of Tzu Chings recently held a vegetarian cooking contest in which they worked with Ida mothers to come up with the most creative and delicious meatless dishes.
Slicing and chopping vegetables for many Tzu Chings, this is their first cooking experience. Thankfully, Tzu fathers and Eden mothers are on hand to give tips. By hollowing out an apple and filling it with fruits and chocolates, they create an appetizing dessert. Deep-fried, stir-fried, or baked, vegetarian dishes can be delicious. Tzu Chis are quite excited to be able to try their hand at cooking instead of eating meals prepared by Tzu Chi aunts and uncles.
We're very excited to be making pasta for the first time. Everyone is having a good time and feel proud of our results.
The youth volunteers find creative ways to motivate growth in one another.
In previous activities, Tzu Chis would help with performances while either mothers cooked. It's really a shame. In this activity, we hope to strengthen that bond with Tzu Chi aunts and uncles.
Through this activity, Tzu Chis can take home vegetarian concepts to share with their family members, introducing a healthier lifestyle to all.
To mark the Nurses' Day, staff and dialysis patients at the Tzu Chi dialysis centers held a tea gathering which saw not only nurses attend, but also their parents. During the event, dialysis patients put on a performance to express their thanks to the nurses, while these medical staff also seized the opportunity to extend their gratitude to their parents.
Putting on a sign language performance are dialysis patients from the Penang and Butterworth dialysis centers. Today, they gather at the local Jinsi Hall and express their thanks to the nurses who have tended to them over the past year.
Happy Nurses Day. What I want to share with you all is nurses are very the person who are really care the patient and also really take care about what we need and what we didn't need.
Thank you, nurses. Thank you, Tzu Chi, and all the volunteers. Thank you very much.
At the tea gathering, the nurses also seized the opportunity to extend their gratitude to their parents. Among the nurses is Sidi, who has worked hard to become a nurse. Seeing her daughter's commitment and success, Sidi's mother is happy for her.
I'm very happy because this is the first time my daughter has served me tea. I thank God for giving me a great daughter and blessing her to become a great nurse.
I've never served tea to my mother at home, but I would pour some water for her. When I served her tea, I felt it helped improve our relationship.
Nurses from different ethnic backgrounds join in a sign language performance to thank their parents' devotion over the years. As the day of celebration comes to an end, the nurses are ready to get back to work and to continue to safeguard the health of their patients.
In China's Nanjing, the International Buddhist Cultural Items and Crafts Fair successfully concluded on May 26th. Throughout the fair, local Tzu Chi volunteers and their counterparts from Taiwan showcased many books from Jinsi publications and held many vegetarian cooking demonstrations to encourage fairgoers to go meatless.
This is the scene at the Nanjing International Buddhist Cultural Items and Crafts Fair in China. For 4 consecutive days, Tzu Chi volunteers have been holding vegetarian cooking demonstrations to encourage more people to go meatless.
Before I embraced vegetarianism, I always thought vegetarian food had less flavor. After becoming a volunteer, reading many vegetarian cooking books, and attending vegetarian cooking classes, I realized that a meatless diet is not only better for the planet, but also for our health.
To encourage fairgoers to embrace vegetarianism, Tzu Chi volunteer Liu Fu flew from Taiwan to China to volunteer at the fair.
Many countries such as Taiwan, Japan, and China endure disasters frequently. Master Chen has been urging everyone to embrace vegetarianism as a way to safeguard our Mother Earth.
Besides promoting the benefits of vegetarianism, Tzu Chi volunteers also showcase books from Jingsi publications to inspire members of the public to walk the Tzu Chi path.
I hope to spread these books from Jingsi publications far and wide in China, and I hope the Master's Dharma can help those suffering spiritually in this country.
I want to become a volunteer in Nanjing. I know my ability is limited, but with the collective power from individuals, we can do many things to help the needy.
Through the fair, Tzu Chi volunteers have the chance to inspire fairgoers to walk the Tzu Chi path and encourage them to go meatless as a way to safeguard our Mother Earth.
Back to Taiwan in New Taipei City to give senior residents and bedridden patients a chance to pay respect to the Buddha. Sansha District Tzu Chi volunteers held Buddha Day ceremonies at 3 different nursing homes. Let's take a look.
This is the scene at Hongxing Nursing Home in New Taipei City. Today, Sansha Tzu Chi volunteers are holding a Buddha Day ceremony inside the nursing home so those bedridden and with limited mobility can have a chance to pay respects to the Buddha.
Through holding a Buddha Day ceremony inside our nursing home, we hope to inspire our senior residents to think good thoughts.
Under the guidance of Tzu Chi volunteers, senior residents sincerely paid their respects to the Buddha. Volunteers also thoughtfully bring the ceremony to those that are bedridden so they can also receive blessings from the Buddha.
The Buddha's light shines on you. I hope you live in safety, happiness, and good health. I will put the flowers here beside your pillow so you can smell the fragrance.
These senior residents lack love and support from their family members. It is wonderful that Tzu Chi volunteers held such events here to give them a chance to find spiritual comfort.
Despite the ceremony held at the nursing home being relatively small compared to the outdoor Buddha Day ceremony, the nursing home staff say the volunteers' kind gestures to the senior residents touched their hearts nonetheless.
Today's Buddha Day ceremony gave our senior residents a chance to pay respects to the Buddha and cultivate blessings. Many were deeply moved by the ceremony.
Tzu Chi volunteers also arrived at the bedside of Xiaoting, who is extremely happy to receive such blessings from everyone.
I am happy because there is a Buddha statue next to me. I am very happy and will keep the blessings in my heart.
Wishing you a fast and full recovery. After you regain your health, you can become a volunteer and play your guitar to entertain everyone here.
Just in an afternoon, more than 100 Tzu Chi volunteers brought the Buddha Day ceremonies to 3 different nursing homes. The ceremonies not only help residents gain spiritual comfort, but also inspired them to help those in greater need by donating what they can to the bamboo coin banks.
We end today's program in the United States. After the recent tornado attack in Oklahoma, Tzu Chi volunteers from Dallas arrived in one of the worst hit areas of Moore to carry out distribution and bring emotional support to those affected by the disaster. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching Dai Headlines. Goodbye.